Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to All New York Sports Talk. In today's episode, we'll be covering all the teams' recent games because there's honestly not much news going on besides our teams playing games and stuff. So we'll cover that. We'll cover all the scores, how our teams did over the week since our last video, and at the end, we just have 2 points about baseball to make. There's some Yankees news about Domingo Herman apologizing, and there's a Kris Bryant rumor that came out. Not a rumor, but he was being interviewed and he made an interesting point about the Mets today. So we'll get to all that. But to start off, we'll be talking about some hockey, and we'll be talking about the Rangers and how they did since our last video. So the Rangers have been, they've been decent. They're 1-1 in their last two games, but before their loss last night to Philly, they were on like a 2-game winning streak. Three, yeah. They were on a nice little winning streak.
Oh no, 2 games. No, it was two. My bad.
Yeah.
They were trying to.
You're good.
They were trying to extend it to a 3-game, but they.
Yeah, we wish they got 3, but they couldn't.
They can't.
So they last night. No, we'll start off with the last W in Washington. Why not? So they beat the Capitals. The score was 4-1, and the Rangers got goals from Alexis Lafreniere, Ryan Strome. That was a milestone game for him. He got his 100th point as a Ranger, and I believe his 100th career goal. And in that game, I believe Chris Kreider also scored. Yeah. And Mika Zibanejad scored an empty net goal to put the capping on that game. But after that game, all bad news came out for the Rangers. Like, as Marcello and Sal, they put a video out about the Panarin news, so you guys already know about that. But like, other than that, like Filipino, he still remains out, but he's closer now. Keandre Miller was placed on the COVID list. Same with Capo Caco. Just bad news for the Rangers right now, and like, with all those injuries, they had to take on a solid team in Philly again, who they beat last time. But last night they just couldn't beat them. At first, like, the final score of that game was 4-3, by the way. But at first it looked like Philly was gonna like demolish us because they came out strong. They got a goal quick, but the Rangers bounced back. They kept on coming back after Philly took the lead. Big game. A big game. Chris Kreider had a big game. He had a hat trick, and like, they just couldn't pull that off. They'll get a point. I feel like they played well enough to get a point, but they just couldn't get it done. So how do you guys feel about the Rangers recently? I know it's tough news, but they're like struggling now again with all this news.
Yeah. Again, a little. You could see the inconsistencies with the team. They win a couple games, then they lose again,
Yep.
and the injuries just haven't helped. So obviously Kako and Miller out. I mean, Miller was missed a couple games due to upper body injury, then played a game against the Capitals, and then got placed on the COVID list. So Jack Johnson came back in again. But then Kako's been on the COVID list for a couple games now, and I hope he's okay. I hope he doesn't have COVID. But the more games he doesn't play, it seems that he probably has it, unless you're really cautious, because if he had it, then you would think other players would have got it already. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the team, again, they played strong against the Flyers. I mean, offensively, they had many chances. The Flyers goalie was backup, Brian Elliott. I mean, he played really good against us, made a lot of key saves. Zibanejad, though, maybe he's breaking out of his slump. Obviously, the empty net goal he got against the Capitals got the monkey off his back. It was his first goal since the third game of the season against the Devils. And so he got that empty netter. And then against the Flyers, he you could see you knew he was out there. He wasn't like, invisible Zibanejad from
Mm-hmm.
that, we've seen for most of the season. He was making plays. I mean, he first goal Kreider scored. It was his shot. It was the same goal that Kreider scored in DC. Panetta on the power play, one timed it, Kreider in front. And that's Kreider's MO, is just to be in front and get those dirty goals. And then obviously his second goal, Zibanejad, beautiful pass down low, took back door to Kreider, and he kicked it off his skate and snuck it in. And then the third goal, Colin Blackwell for Kreider, another a nice pass to Kreider for his third goal, first hat trick since 2016. So, and then Zibanejad, those nice plays, but then he also had another couple other one-timers, couple breakaways. He couldn't bury them. So hopefully you see it's coming around for him. Other guys missed chances. Blackwell and
Yep.
Fox missed a couple grade A chances. So overall, I think they played well enough to deserve the win. But the Flyers just got, that extra goal. Igor played great.
He
Now that
did.
fourth goal wasn't, I don't know how that went in. It somehow snuck under him. So that wasn't a great goal. And of course, that was the difference maker. But no, in no way, shape, or form was that Igor's fault. Like you said, I mean, the Flyers, I thought they were going to dominate us, and it
Mm-hmm.
looked early on as if they were. I mean, they dominated possession in our zone. We took 8 penalties. I mean, they were 2 for 8, 25%. So not, I mean, over the last, what is it now? Probably it's 38 opportunities. I think we've allowed maybe 3 goals, 4
Penalty
goals.
kill's insane right now.
Yeah, the penalty kill's been great, but we gotta clean up. We gotta clean up that end. We can't be taking that many penalties. Power play scored a couple goals, so got to keep taking advantage there because that's been an area of struggle since obviously Tony D left. I mean, it's not like they were doing that great with him anyways when he was there, but we'll see what happens.
Nah,
If they continue to pick it up, bounce back after this loss, but we'll see.
yeah, I forgot to mention, like right now the Rangers stand at 6-8-3, and they're 7th in the in their division because Devils won tonight, so they got
Mhm.
bumped down to 7th now. I think they're like 1 point. We might even be tied with Buffalo for last now. Freaking terrible. I don't know, but they're not looking good. But also, if the Rangers could get maybe Kreider to go on a hot streak, which it looks like he is because he's had like 4 goals in his last 2 games, we can maybe get him hot, Mika hot. They'll have offense from those guys, and like the defense has been solid. So we'll see what they can get out of them. That would be huge. Could be getting a heel back soon. He was back on the ice.
That
That's
was
a loss too.
yeah.
Goaltending has been fine. Defense has been fine. Like it's just you're worried about the offense without Panarin, but we have to see how they do without him. Maybe they'll step up, but who knows? It's going to be a tough quest for the Rangers now without Panarin.
I know. I hope Panarin comes back as soon as possible, but obviously we don't know, the time frame. We just hope that everything will be okay. Make sure his family's safe and
Yeah,
he's
that comes
safe,
first.
because that was some really crazy allegations that should not have come out. They're obviously fabricated,
Yeah,
and the coach that made these is obviously crazy because like a Russian reporter said, called him mentally unstable. So obviously he's had a lot of stuff in his life, and Panarin is obviously shown to be anti-Putin, or at
yep.
least be a critic of him. So it seems to be a political move, but obviously we don't want to, cut to conclusions, but that's what it seems to be.
Yeah, you guys have any final thoughts about the Rangers, or think we good on that? We're gonna.
I just want to say we got to play the Bruins these next couple
Yep.
games. Um, and fans are back.
Let's
So
go.
I will be there on Sunday. Hopefully,
Bring us luck.
I just got tested today, so hopefully everything's good and I get my results back. But should be there in attendance Sunday. And it's gonna be 2 tough games, obviously Boston. But now you just saw they just got demolished. We'll talk about it in a little bit. They got demolished by the Islanders today. So probably now they're gonna look for revenge against us on Friday.
They've
So
been like the games we played against Boston. They've been like low scoring games. The last one was 1-0. Like we've
Yeah.
had our chances against them, but their
The other one was what, 3-2? The
goaltenders,
other one?
yeah, their goaltenders has just been dominating us every time we.
Yeah, Halak. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's what I'm worried about. Like
Yeah,
we
watch,
played great
watch.
defense against them.
Yeah, watch them play Halak against us again.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're a good team, but somehow the Islanders have their number. So we can move on to the Islanders now. If you so the Islanders they, as we said, they demolished Boston today. 7-2, I believe, was the final score in that game. They just played a great hockey game overall. I'm gonna pull up who got the goals real quick. So the Islanders goal scorers were Matt Barzal, Anthony Beauvillier, Adam Pellick, Jordan Eberle, JG Pajot, Anders Lee, and Oliver Wahlstrom. That's cool to see Wahlstrom scoring for them. He's been pretty solid.
JT Bachot is just on a
Yeah, he's
freaking
on a streak right
roll
now.
right now.
He's on a tear.
Christ,
Nah, look.
amazing. The Islanders, for all their goal struggles, now they're finally putting it together. Their guys are a bunch of guys getting goals. Jeez, they could be a dangerous team, unfortunately.
I think they're top 2 in our division. I'm pretty sure top 3, top 2. They've
But
had
they got 23 points now,
yeah, they're in the
so
20s.
they passed Pittsburgh, who was in fourth.
They're 10-6-3. I don't know if that's updated, but
Yeah, I updated it.
10-6-3. Yeah, that's pretty solid. But yeah, but before tonight's win, they lost in Pittsburgh to 3-2. They blew a 2-1 lead in that game. So they probably could have won their last 2 games if they didn't blow that game against Pittsburgh. But the Islanders are in a good spot right now. They're playing good. They're scoring now, which they were struggling with at the beginning of the season. They're playing great defense like usual. Now, with that offense hot, who knows how good that team can be? Because that's like what was holding them back. So we got to see how they do now. I don't know. They can. Maybe they'll get hot now. But you guys got anything to say about the Islanders or?
I
What do you
guess
think?
just like you were talking about. I mean, their offense, they're putting it together. And as I mentioned, JG Pajot's been on a tear. Barzal scoring, Anders
Oh my
Lee,
God.
Brock Nelson scored last game against the Penguins. Eberle, he's been on a tear too. Now he's got 8. He scored today, right? He's got 9
He did.
goals. Um,
Jeez.
Nelson's got 5. So a bunch of guys are scoring for them. But yeah, you talked about that Penguins game. Yeah, they blew a 2-1 lead. Pittsburgh, I think only had like 18 shots. So the
They should
Islanders
have won
probably
that
should
game.
have came out and won that game. I think the first period, if I remember, because I was watching, but it was really in the background. I wasn't like watching it like religiously.
I watched the third. They messed that game up.
Yeah, they blew the 2-1 lead, but I mean they should have got more goals in the first period. I'm not sure if they scored or was it tied at 0-0, but they weren't able to take advantage and they let the Penguins creep in. Even though they only had 18 shots, they got 3 goals, and that's all they needed to win.
Yeah, I feel like the Islanders they're eventually they're just gonna go on a run after like they just beat Boston. Now maybe it'll give them momentum or something. As a Rangers fan, I'm not too happy to see them doing good, but like, I think that's the reality. Their offense is playing good now, so they might be putting together a streak if they continue to play like that. They got the goaltending, the defense, elite defense, and now the offense waking up. So we'll see how they do now. But yeah, the last hockey team we can talk about is the Devils. The Devils they've been playing Buffalo a lot recently. Tonight they beat them in overtime. 3-2, I think, or 4-3. I don't got the score off the top of my head, but yeah, they beat they beat the Sabres tonight. That was a big win for them after like failing to beat them their last 2 meetings before this. Let me see. The Devils' goals were scored by Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier, Miles Wood, and Pavel Zacha. Pavel Zacha was the OT winner.
He's had a really good season for them.
Yes.
He's obviously was the first round pick in 2015, a 6th overall. Those first few years, he wasn't, really playing that well. But this year, he's putting it all together. Maybe the connection with Lindy Ruff. I don't know. Maybe something obviously changed. He's been
He
playing really
woke
well.
up. Yeah, he got it going. But no, the Devils should have like they come out of their break from COVID. They won 2 games in a row. You think they're gonna put together a good streak, but right after that game, they beat the Bruins. They looked like garbage. They lost.
That
They
was
they lost to Buffalo. Yeah,
3-2. They
yeah.
couldn't score.
Then they
Buffalo took a 3-0 lead.
mhm.
Devils were like, um, weren't able to score for the first 2 periods. They couldn't get anything past all mark, and then the third period, they scored a couple goals, but too late. Come
They
back too
also
late, fell up short, and then
lost a heartbreaker to Washington. I think they were winning like 2-0 in that game, and they
yep.
blew it in the third period. So
Yeah.
Devils could have had like 2 more wins at least from what they have now, but they're in. They passed up the Rangers. I'm pretty sure with this win by like 1 point. So
Yeah.
like they're maybe we'll see how they do, but that the Rangers and Devils are pretty close in the standings. I don't know. I'm disappointed as for the Rangers, but like what can we do with all these injuries and shit stuff like that? But yeah, do you guys got any final thoughts on any hockey news or not?
Let's see. The Devils, like you mentioned, Zaka, they got a big win today. They needed to beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo has obviously had they've had many problems. Scoring really has been the whole problem. Jeff Skinner,
Oh my
uh,
God, what a waste.
he was scratched now for the third game in a row. So it's gonna obviously it's already ended up being a disaster of a contract for Buffalo. So the Devils really needed this win. They could not afford to lose another game to Buffalo. They needed to end the losing streak. That heartbreaker against Washington that's a tough loss. Obviously, we had our own 2-goal blown games that we've had against
Bad.
Pittsburgh, and that was tough.
What could have been with the Rangers? Maybe they win some of these 1-goal games. They're in a much better situation, but of course they lost
Many
them
of our
all.
losses, most of our losses have been by 1 goal or less, 2 goals or less. So it's been tough. But the Devils, they bounced back after that, and they got a big win. Even after I'm sure many Devil fans were probably feeling flashbacks when the Sabres tied it up with like 4.5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Reinhardt scored, but they were able to win in OT. Is that the last time was the Shannon Govich game? Maybe have they won in OT since, or maybe that was
Um.
they got that OT winner against Boston. That Shannon Govich.
Yeah, probably that. Like
Unless
early on in the season.
maybe there's one in between. I don't really remember.
I
But
don't remember either, honestly.
a big win for them. But also we didn't mention that Nico Hischier was named
Oh
captain.
yeah, that's
What are your
huge news
thoughts
for
on
them.
that?
I think that was the right move for them. Honestly, he's definitely the best fit for that position on that team. He's he's gonna be there a while. He's a young guy, 24, I believe. So he's got time there. I think people like him in that locker room. So like I think that was the right move for them to make him the captain. Congrats for on the captain for Nico. I like that move.
Yeah, I think it was good for them. Um, was they haven't had a captain for the last few years.
It's been a while, yeah.
So I was the last one. So
Got to
uh,
hear.
they were able to name one. Um, for that game, it was the Buffalo Saturday. They named him captain. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a great move for them. Like you said, young. I think it seems he seems to be a leader. In the locker room. He seems he's like a quiet guy, but probably with his teammates, he's probably pretty vocal guy. Or
Hmm.
even if he's not, he's a quiet maybe he's a quiet leader. But either way, I think it was a good fit for them, good fit for him. And now he's gonna lead the Devils for years to come.
All right, so I got to hear. He shares the 12th captain in Devils history, first since Salvador.
Salvador, yeah, like I said, yeah, Bryce Salvador was the last one.
Yeah, so that's
That
big news
was
for them.
Yeah, Bryce Salvador is one of the Devils analysis now. So that goes back.
Yep.
He was named like 2014 or so. 2013, 2014 he was named captain.
Hmm.
Yeah, after Parisi left because
Yeah,
Parisi
yeah, that's true.
captain.
Wonder when the Rangers name a captain. They're the only team that doesn't have one now.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's got to be Kreider, man. Like
Yeah,
who else?
Kreider.
Like who? There's
Yeah.
he's probably already the captain in the locker room. They just haven't
Well, yeah,
officially
yeah,
named him.
exactly. You
Yeah.
see how he does the post-game interviews and stuff.
Exactly.
He's clearly the leader of the locker room. He's been there the longest, okay? He's been here since 2012. Just give him the seat. They signed him to a 6-year contract. It
It's
wasn't,
so obvious at this point.
and, the money and the years, but, you know, then again, you just don't want to, you can't be trading everybody. Like, you already traded Zook, you already traded Nash, you already traded Hayes, Miller, we traded McDonough. We traded a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Kreider was probably the one guy that you'd keep to be a mentor for the young guys and to be a leader for this team because you just can't have a team of young guys. So he's definitely fit to be the captain. People, before the season say, "Oh yeah, Mika, Mika, Mika." No,
No shit.
I knew that was never a good idea, and now we've seen this year. Even without, imagine, he's been struggling even without, the pressures of having the C. Imagine if he had the C on his chest. Oh
He
boy.
can't handle it. He's not a guy meant for captain.
Especially in New York.
Yup. I don't
I
think
love him, but on the low, it's better that he doesn't be captain. Kreider is obviously the better choice, and that's what I've been saying for
it's like the
months.
best fit, and it's so obvious at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all the news we got for hockey. So now we can speak about some basketball scores, Knicks and Nets. So who do you guys want to start off with?
Knicks, baby.
Let's go. I like
Big
your
Knicks.
I like your quote, like the hat. You got the hat, you got the shirt. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so the Knicks came out tonight. They got a huge win against the struggling Kings. They absolutely demolished them. They put up 140 on them, won by like 21 points or 19, I think. But yeah, they demolished the Kings. We had 6 scores in double figures tonight. So like the offense was clicking.
Yeah.
D Rose first started as a Knick, not a fit, like he started in his old tenure, but like for this year. But
that's
yeah, so Rose put up here we go, 18 points. Randall had 21. Bullock had 10. Barrett had 12. Burks had 24. We'll talk about his huge fourth quarter, but quickly had a big bounce back game. He definitely needed that. He had 25 points after struggling the past few games. 12 for 12 at the free throw line. That's crazy. He got to the line that many times, made all free throws. But yeah, what do you guys think about the Knicks game tonight? Definitely exciting. Big W.
Yeah, it was pretty exhilarating. Put up 140 points.
Mm-hmm.
The Kings team, that defense is not that great.
One of the worst in the
But they
league.
do have shooters, I can tell you that.
Mhm.
They have a good offense. But yeah, we needed this win to creep close up in the standings. And what do we like this?
Tied for 5th right now. Half a game back behind the Pacers for 4th. So big win.
Big win, and a lot of players showed out tonight. Randall, Burks, Rose, RJ.
Yup.
Taj even came big with the defense.
Taj father.
Even made a 3, I think. So
Yeah, in the 4th.
good win all around.
Yeah, so Burks, I want to talk about him especially because in that third quarter, the Kings actually cut the game to like a 5-point game. Like every time I feel like the Knicks do this, they have a big lead put in the third, but then at the end they slow down, get cold, then like the team cuts it, then they get a little closer going in the 4th. But shout out to Burks, man. He was on his game in the 4th quarter. Made like 5 threes, gave us a big lead again. We ran away with it after the Kings came close. They crept back in, but Burks was huge. 5 for 8 shooting on the for threes tonight. So he definitely stepped up.
If we keep up with these, like shooting consistently and like scoring a lot of points consistently and winning these games, then we could, without how the East is going right now, we could easily creep up to the maybe third seed, fourth seed, maybe.
I'd say
Maybe
5
not
or
third
4.
seed, but
Top
definitely
3 is locked. 4 is 4.
the Bucks. Those top 3 teams are pretty much set. You got the Sixers, Nets, and
It's interchangeable between the Nets and Sixers, but like
Yeah.
other than
Bucks
that,
up
like
there.
the Bucks are
Yeah.
locked at 3. Like
I mean, you never know. The East is kind of weak, really.
Yeah. it is very
Celtics
bad.
are on the full on.
Celtics
down
are
low.
oh my goodness. I
Yeah,
can't believe I can't believe we're better than the Celtics. That's crazy. We're like one
big stuff.
Celtics and Heat. They're both we're
Heat are
both
kinda
ahead
hot
of them, and they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
exactly. That's exciting. We're playing better than those teams. But then
What a huge job.
yeah, so the Knicks will look to get the 500 Saturday night. They play the Pacers, a team they're chasing for the 4th spot right now. That have a game back. If they win that, they get 500 and they get the 4th spot in the East. So I'd say that's the biggest game of the season so far, early on.
Yep. I think. I mean, you want to get in regardless, but
Mhm.
I don't want to like move up from the ace spot if that's our finishing point in the season, because like I don't want to play the Sixers or Bucks or Nets in the first round of
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. We probably get swept.
Yeah.
I mean, like if we make the playoffs, that'd be lit. See, now that the fans are back and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
but like, I want to
definitely.
win some games. Maybe.
And like I said, anything can happen if we do get that ace seed and we play the Nets in the first round. I mean, anything can happen.
That'd be a fun matchup too.
Eating
Yeah.
off the crowd noise, Knicks. Imagine.
Nah, like speaking about crowd noise, bro. Like we have 2,000 fans, and it feels like we have 10,000. Our fans are insane. Like there's only 2,000, and you can hear it.
When they chant defense, I feel
God.
like it's a full crowd.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Especially if during hopefully we'll get some I mean, not that I want to be like freaking up, like sweating for like a close
Oh
game.
my God.
Where like maybe like we come back, or I mean, if it's close and like we get like a game-winning shot, like that's when the crowd would be loudest. Like obviously the crowd was loud, but like when we're up by like 15, 16 points in the last couple minutes, obviously people, heading out or relax, we win. But if it's going back and forth, the adrenaline's pumping, everybody's getting nervous, and the crowd's screaming, for back and forth. The Knicks got to make the shots, and then they're gonna miss. It's crazy. But
especially with Mike Breen calling the games.
I love him.
Oh my God,
he's great.
He's so good. We're so blessed with announcers.
I know. Clyde Frazier, Mike Breen. Oh my gosh, can't ask for anything better than that.
Then Kenny Albert, some games.
He's a good backup too. For if Green's not there, I enjoy listening to Albert too. He's not bad at all. But yeah, the Knicks.
What do you think about we didn't mention the second half schedule came out.
Oh yeah, I'm not too happy with that.
It's gonna define our season.
The NBA
road trip to end the season or something.
Yeah, 6-game road trip.
Wow.
And oh God, those teams that we're gonna be playing.
The NBA officially hates the Knicks. The NBA hates us. They don't want us to make the playoffs. We play. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's definitely
Clippers, Lakers, was the Rockets.
It's funny.
Some other West Coast teams probably.
Hopefully we scratch some wins.
Come on, man! Like, why do we have to have that schedule? Give us an easy schedule. Let us make the playoffs.
I mean, maybe for like a high seed.
Nah, we definitely have a great shot with the East, but like.
Yeah, I mean, maybe for the high seed, we could by that time we could take some losses, but.
Oh, we also have. So in the first half of the season, we had like one ESPN game. Now in the second half, they see who the Knicks really are. We got 5 ESPN games, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got the Nets.
Do you have any TNT?
Some other teams.
I don't think there was TNT.
Yeah, I don't think so. But that's a good sign
Primetime basketball for the Knicks.
I like primetime basketball being on ESPN.
Mhm.
But then we don't get to listen to Breen Frazier.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
Well,
we
actually,
do.
no. Breen might do the well. It's ESPN.
Nah, he doesn't do ESPN. He does ABC.
Oh,
No, he
ABC.
does ESPN.
Mm,
Yeah, wasn't he? He was doing the war. He was doing
Well,
the
he
war.
does ESPN. He does
He does.
ESPN.
Remember, we were watching the
I'm
Warriors
bugging then.
game. Yes,
He does-
yesterday, right? We were watching the Breen was doing it.
mhm.
That was ESPN. Yeah, I'm tripping.
He does do ESPN.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we have
but
a
Breen's great. He does. He
No,
does
that
everything.
was MSG, not ESPN.
I don't know, whatever. But yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
he does does more than MSG. So
Yeah.
And what
yeah,
about the trade deadline and trade targets? Do you think the Knicks
yes.
will be
No, yeah.
Mhm.
anything more? They might be active, especially if they keep playing like this. They're gonna want to maybe get a center like Drummond or another scorer.
I'm thinking they got Drummond high on their list now, especially with Mitch out, like we mentioned in the past. I'm not saying Taj and Noel have been doing a bad job, but like just to have like a center like Drummond, that'd be huge.
Great.
You limit the offensive rebounds for the other team with him. He plays good defense. He's a good post scorer. He I think he would fit in well with this team, honestly. Like even when we get Mitch back, that's a good deal right there. Drummond and Mitch, I think that would work out for us. I'd definitely want Drummond. If not him, get like a shooter, JJ Redick
We can
maybe.
get we could sign Cousins.
Oh yeah, Cousins there too. He just got released by Houston.
Mhm.
That could be. I feel like Brooklyn would get Cousins though instead of Drummond because they don't have that much flexibility for
Yeah.
Drummond. I don't know if Drummond gets like released or whatever or just traded. But
I
I feel like
mean,
the Knicks
I
have a good
feel
shot.
like the Cavs are gonna try to trade him, but if they can't, then
He's
they'll
gonna
just
release.
release him.
And also like I doubt Drummond is worth much because they haven't like played him at all over these
Mhm.
past couple games. So his value is definitely down.
Jarrett Allen seems to be a future center.
Yeah, Nets definitely miss him.
Yeah.
He was good for them. But yeah, do you guys got anything else to say about the Knicks, or we can move on the Nets now if we covered everything?
Yeah, it was just again great team W. Like you
Yep.
said, six double-digit scores, and then there was three of the close to that. Frank had seven. Who else was up there? There were a couple guys with close to 9.
Good to see Frank playing.
Yeah, Frank didn't play that bad.
He stepped up in his opportunity.
He did.
I mean,
Great game.
I expect Peyton to come back next game, but like maybe down the line he gets more minutes. Frank.
And especially if you get in the playoffs, we're gonna need depth. So
Oh yeah, definitely. If there's an injury or something, you got Frank there. He's not bad, and he plays good defense. Looks like he's more aggressive now offensively. That's what he's been lacking his career as a Knick.
yeah.
Maybe he's starting to develop that offensive game a little bit.
Mhm.
But yeah, we can. We'll talk about the Nets now real quick to finish off basketball talk. But yeah. So the Nets are on fire right now. You can't say
8 straight or
freaking-
6, I think.
that team is just rolling through everyone right now. 8 straight wins. Yeah. So
They swept the West Coast road trip.
they sweep the West Coast trip. Then they come back and they beat the Magic tonight. I think they beat someone before that at home. I can't remember, but they beat Orlando tonight. They absolutely demolished the Magic, won by like 30 something points.
Yeah, and they beat the Kings the game before.
Yeah, that's right, the Kings at home. So
Which was closer than what we beat them. They beat the Kings 127-118.
yeah, that game was actually tied. The Kings had the lead in the third quarter.
Well, it's
Yeah,
because
that's one on a run or
the
something.
Nets really don't have like that good of a defense.
That's true.
Durant, Kyrie.
Nah, but the Nets top scorers tonight in their blowout win were Kyrie, he had 27, 5, and 9. Harden, 29, 9 and 7, almost a triple double. He's been phenomenal with the Nets when he's been playing. And Joe Harris, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Joe Harris is a good piece, good shooter.
Wanted the
Fits
Knicks
in
to
good with that
sign
team.
him for agency.
Joe Harris has been really
He's
underrated.
an underrated player, yeah.
He's really good.
I think he's one of the best shooters in the league. I'm not even kidding. He's that good.
No, yeah, when you watch it, the Nets have a really good team. You obviously got their big guys, but then they got guys like um
Bruce
Joe.
Brown, too. Look at him.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shamit's had some good games. I mean, a bunch of the guys have stepped up, and they continue to play well.
You guys think Harden could possibly be in the MVP talks the way he's playing with Brooklyn? He's like averaging a triple-double almost every game.
Yeah, he's
Insane.
got 6, I believe, or maybe did he get one today?
He was 2 assists and rebounds off, but yeah, he was close.
So
All
then he
three
has
are big
still has
stars to
6.
be in the MVP conversation.
I feel like he's definitely in the talk, but I don't think he wins it, but like he's been insane with Brooklyn. He got he's in the All-Star game. Oh yeah, we can also mention the All-Stars for both teams real quick. So the Knicks got Julius Randle, who we've been preaching for to get in the All-Star game. He got in. He as a reserve. The Nets I think they got their whole big 3 in there. Harden, Kyrie, and KD. All 3 of them got in there. Well deserved.
A lot of players got snubbed.
Yeah, a lot of snubs. But we got a lot of our New York players making it, so that's exciting to see. I don't know. I feel like some of these guys don't even care about the All-Star game. Like mostly the Nets players, like big name Harden, KD, and all of them. But like I feel like Randall's definitely excited for it. It's his first All-Star nod of his career. And like he's been working hard. He's been playing great this year. He's probably definitely excited for that game.
Good for him. Well deserved.
For sure. He's been phenomenal. He put up
another 21 points.
Yeah. He's been scoring like 20 plus consistently every game now. So what a freaking year he's having.
Just a couple turnovers.
Last year he took the heat and the fans and media, and he put that aside. Now he's just
used it as motivation.
Well,
that's what I like to see. I guess the talk worked. I like to see that. He took that and he started playing better.
Exactly.
But, that's pretty much it for basketball, unless you guys want to add something.
We're good.
Yep. So both teams are in a good spot right now. We'll see how they do between now and our next video. Hopefully the Knicks are the 4th seed by then. Maybe Brooklyn will be the number 1 seed. Who knows?
When they play each other, oh my God, that's
a hype game.
I wonder what's the viewership gonna be for those Knicks Nets games, because now that both teams are competitive, if the Knicks keep it up, geez, it's gonna be a frenzy. It's gonna be like Mets Yankees, you know?
So, like when they had that game in Brooklyn, do you think they're like gonna? Do you think there's gonna be a lot of Knicks fans there, or like they're trying to keep it to like Brooklyn fans probably because they have limited fans and like they probably want Brooklyn fans.
When's the first day we play them?
It's sometime after the All-Star break. It's one of the first few games after the All-Star break.
Because right now I think they're only allowing 300 fans, so I don't know when they're gonna open it up.
In Brooklyn?
Yeah, it's only. I think they're gonna open it up to more soon. At least I hope. But for the first couple games, I think it's only been like 324 fans they've allowed.
What the?
They got to increase that. But
yeah.
Once they start allowing fans, I mean, they'll sell the tickets. If a lot of Knicks fans buy tickets, that'd be incredible.
Imagine we just take over their arena.
Yeah,
we usually do. So.
Yeah, but I bet the ticket sellers are trying to get the Brooklyn fans in there only.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be selling tickets to Knicks fans.
Exactly.
Like you got your big 3, this is your year, and then you play the Knicks and you still, even with the small crowd, you're getting outnumbered. Over. Imagine.
Yeah, Brooklyn. Take that.
That'd be sad, but we'll see what happens.
All right, so Sal, so we're gonna talk about a couple of baseball some baseball news that happened over the couple days. So Sal, you can talk about the Yankees and Domingo Herman real quick. The news with that.
Well, as you all may have heard, that Domingo Herman is now his incident at Cecil Sabathia's event came up again, and a lot of players said they were throwing shit at Herman because he wasn't speaking to the team or anything. Well, now he actually spoke to the team a couple of days ago, and a lot of players said that that his whatever he said in the locker room was they respected and they forgive him, I guess. And they're not as mad as from what he did. So a lot of players spoke up about it, they were asked. The reporters asked him, after the workouts from spring training, and yeah, they. I heard Aaron Boone say it was well heard around the clubhouse. So must have been very what's the word? Very
powerful.
Yeah, powerful.
Nah,
that he opened up to it.
Yeah.
He had to. He couldn't just run and hide. Obviously, the Yankees are giving him another chance. He has to, face what he did head on.
Yep.
Got to apologize. He's got to, say, what happened happened. I'm a changed man, whatever. That stuff's unacceptable. It should not happen again. And obviously, his teammates are gonna support him. Obviously, they're not gonna support what he did because nobody supports what he did.
No.
But we have to move on, and he's getting a second chance. But as long as he owns up to what he did and he tries to make everything better, that's all that matters. And then the teammate they can go to work together because that's the whole goal. Everybody comes together for that goal of winning the World Series. So as long as he owns up to what he did, and I'm sure he'll be where he is welcomed back in.
Yeah, I definitely like that he apologized because you don't want to have that lingering the whole season in the locker room that that's probably an awkward relationship with him and all the teammates. So him apologizing hopefully puts that to bed now. You don't want to keep having that over your backs the whole season. That issue, they're obviously when they think of Herman, they're gonna obviously think of that still probably, but just to put it to bed, just put it down. That's big that he apologized. So hopefully that helps the situation out. But
I actually have some quotes too. Herman opened his press conference with a statement that said, "I've made mistakes I'm not proud of, and for that I apologize." And then he thanked Boone and Cashman for being patient with him. And he said, "I need to show them through my actions." And then Bryant on Herman. "He has a right to do that. I understood where he was coming from. Good thing is I had the opportunity to talk to him. He gave me really good advice on how I can improve," said Bryant. And then he told him his comments were not meant as a personal attack.
Yeah, you saw Britton say something in the press conference. So I like how he came up to him personally and talked to him.
And then another thing Herman said was that he has made mistakes I'm not proud of, and for that I apologize and thank Boone and Cashman for it's the same thing, being patient with him. And so he apologized, and the team looks like they stand with him, I guess. So let's see.
Yeah, so he's getting a second chance. Hopefully this is past them now and he performs well in his second chance. We'll see how that goes. But so to finish off this episode, we're gonna be talking about something that Kris Bryant said in an interview. Do you guys know who he was talking to in that interview? But I know what he said. He said he's like at some point in the offseason he got a text saying like welcome to the Mets or something. So what do you guys think about that? That's kind of crazy that he
yeah, it's kind of like nuts, kind of like
he thought he was a Met.
yeah. I mean,
But yeah, imagine seeing like minding your business off season and you get a text and he said it was from a Connecticut number. Saying welcome to the Mets. I wonder first of all
Watch
who.
that be Cohen or something. Nah,
Yeah, imagine who could that be? I mean, who else would
Connecticut.
like obviously now does that prove that they were they said the Mets were interested, Bryant was linked to us.
Yeah,
There were talks. We don't know how far, exactly how far they got, if they were deep or they were early on. I think Martino said that there were talks, but they didn't go past
on
like
and off like
an
2
inning.
times.
But
I think you
who
guys make
knows? I mean,
a
if he's
trade
getting
for him at
texts
the
like that,
deadline.
unless somebody like got his number and was trying to troll,
Yeah.
how would they get his number? I don't know. So maybe it's somebody connected to the front office. Who
It was
knows?
kind of weird how it was the Mets too. Like, I don't know.
No, I still believe I'm still like sticking to my belief that Kris Bryant will
I
be a
think you
Met
guys get him
sometime
at
this
the
year.
trade deadline.
Exactly. I think we get him at the deadline. Like these
I think
rumors have
that's
been
like a
going on
no doubt.
all off season.
Well,
Like
unless Davis, shuts everybody up
I
and be
feel like yeah,
I don't think
Davis.
Davis is like a starter at third base. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like he's a person to look out for. Like everyone passing up on him. They're like, trade this guy. He's not good at third base. Well, that's kind of right. His defense isn't the best, but like I feel like he's gonna take all this in his head. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna prove everyone wrong. Have a
Like
big year or
Randall.
something.
Like
Like
Randall.
yeah, exactly. Like that situation. I
yeah.
feel like he's a person to look out
JD's
for.
his defense not great, but just his attitude that he brings. It's just like we've seen it. The couple years he's been here, he just brings that positive vibe, that positive attitude. He's had some big hits for us. He's very hype, and
Mhm.
he clearly loves being in Met. So he wants to be here, and he's gonna prove the haters wrong. Hopefully, I didn't want to trade him. I just felt like if we had a chance to upgrade at 30,
Upgrade.
you put an all-star Kris Bryant there, and you have JD on the bench. Going through different positions, that makes a team better. But that's fine. That he'll start. Give him a chance. Give him a chance to prove himself to see if he can start. And if he even if he does really good, if we still have a chance to get Bryant, if
I
it's at a
would.
good price, do it. Why not? Get him. And then you got, that's how you make your team better. You just don't want to have, okay, yeah, JD maybe having a good year at third, but you could still go out there and get Kris Bryant as a rental, and now you got Bryant and JD at third,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a really good team right there, really good depth.
Yep. So how we feeling about our teams going into spring training? Yankees open up Sunday, so they play their first spring training game, and Mets they play like this up
Monday.
yeah, but
And that
that's not televised though because it's in Miami or not in Miami wherever they play their spring training games. But like,
And
yeah,
the Yankees game is going to be broadcasted on
yeah. So
Sunday, 1 o'clock.
who they playing?
Um,
I'm guessing.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, but while you find that, like, I just want to the Mets' first televised game. I think is their
Blue
second.
Jays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the second game, right, or third?
Oh yeah, yeah, they open up against Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, yeah. Yeah,
And
so
then the regular season they open up
That's
against
exciting.
the Blue Jays. So.
do you feel like the Yankees are set now going into the season? They definitely are, right?
Yep, definitely. David Robertson didn't sign yet, so maybe pick him up because we were interested in him. But maybe if he's not signing as of now, maybe no one wants him. I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking about bullpens, I I feel like some of these depth guys the Mets sign, one of them is just gonna step up and impress in spring training, and he's just gonna be solid in the bullpen. So, like we didn't sign anyone, like we wanted to sign like an extra bullpen arm after Walker, but I feel like one of these guys we signed is just gonna step up. Mick Williams, maybe Hildenberg, someone like that. Drew Smith. We have depth. What happened?
No, I said Drew Smith could have a big year. But yeah, you're right. I mean,
Don't you have that feeling too? Someone's just gonna step up, pitch good.
I mean, I think that's what the Mets they seem to be banking on, that they want to give some of their younger guys a shot. We have a lot of depth guys in the minors. Like you said, Hildenberger and what?
Nah, I like his name. His name's funny.
Who?
Trevor Hildenberg.
Trevor. Trevor Hildenberger, Sam McWilliams, they signed to a major league contract. So I feel like they want to give him a shot. Drew Smith, Franklin Kilome, Jacob Barnes, Sean Reed Foley, Yenzi Diaz. So a lot of these guys, and I feel like they may. Oh, Stephen Tarpley also they signed. So maybe want to give these guys a chance. But I mean, I feel like I still want Shane Green. He's out there.
That'd be good.
Good, snag him off the Braves.
Yeah.
But if not, they'll give these guys a shot. And Betances wants to have a bounce back year. He wants to make it up to us. He's really was struggling last year.
When he's on, he's really freaking good.
I heard.
The thing is, his velocity is not going to be this.
I heard that too.
So, and that was a key part, his velocity.
And
it's nasty.
He's so tall, so maybe he's so tall, so he's catching up to him.
Mm-hmm. I think he even said himself he doesn't see his velocity coming back to what it was a couple of years ago. Like he said that. But like that's expected when he's becoming older, so he's probably gonna start declining. He was injured, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, if you guys want to mention anything else, or if not, we're good.
We're good.
Just want to get ready for spring training, baseball to start. And we got basketball, hockey. We're gonna have 3 sports going. It's an exciting time to be in New York sports.
I love this time.
All our teams basically, pretty doing well. Every one of them is doing well right now. Really.
It's the year of orange and blue, like you said before we started this podcast.
Hopefully. We'll see what that's doing. Except the Islanders. Sorry.
Yeah,
except the Islanders.
They're not orange and blue, but
who?
The Yankees aren't.
Oh, nah, Yankees. I don't know, man.
Let's go Yankees.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to drop a like and sub. That's appreciated.
Get those subs up.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.